time is short, and I can't say how much longer this website will be available. Truthfully, powerful forces are scheming and plotting to shut this webpage down right now. They know that unleashing this classified information into society could have an explosive effect. So, if you're listening to this, don't even think about tuning out. Close your Facebook window, shut down your email, turn off your cell phone, and listen very carefully. You're about to have a close encounter. As you listen to every word, you'll understand exactly why sinister powers are desperate to keep you in the dark, why you've been living in total ignorance of what's really going on behind the closed doors of the wealthy elite who run this planet, and how you'll finally uncover the lies and misinformation holding you back from uncovering the truth about UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Think this all sounds a little too Hollywood? Don't worry, I used to think so too. You see, owning a skeptical, dubious mindset is an essential part of human nature. It's what protects you from being ripped off and scammed. It's what stops you from making big mistakes. It's what leads you safely and securely through life. But it's also exactly how they want you to think. They want you to believe there's no such thing as UFOs or extraterrestrial life. But, as you'll see in a moment, there are many regular people out there who know UFOs exist. They believe it with all their hearts. They've seen them with their own eyes, felt their presence, heard their otherworldly sounds. And when you hear their stories, read the cold, hard facts, and see their crystal clear evidence, you'll ask yourself two little words. What if? Hey, my name's... Actually, I can't tell you my name. I'm still holding down my job at the local paper. If they find out what I've been up to, how I've been using their resources, well, they'll drop-kick me onto the street. You see, it's my work as a reporter that led me down a very unconventional, even sinister path. And before you think I'm some kind of conspiracy nut, I want you to know I'm as level-headed as they come. Over the years, my newspaper colleagues and I had to put up with dozens of paranormal hoaxes and fake UFO sightings. Dealing with cranks, weirdos, and nut jobs became part of my daily routine. So, until I see something with my own eyes, it simply doesn't exist. And that's why it surprises even me that I'm the one delivering this urgent message to you today. Little green men, flying saucers, Roswell? Forget everything you think you know. Ignore the Hollywood movies and the science fiction novels. As you'll see, the truth is far more horrifying. In a moment, I'll reveal the life-changing experience that turned me into a believer and why it will do the same for you. But first, my guess is you already have a feeling there's something going on. Have you ever felt like there are certain things you're not allowed to know? Like certain information is kept far away from the public eye? You're on the outside looking in. Well, let's look at this logically for a second. We've all heard of sightings. You probably even have a friend of a friend who swears he's seen a UFO. These things occur regularly. So why don't we hear more about this from the people who claim to be in control? Here's the real reason. You can't handle the truth. At least that's what they are afraid of, but I'm giving you more credit than that. I believe it's vital this information gets into your hands. So you take this information and you run with it. Listen, I'm not asking you to believe in weird creatures from another world. I don't expect you to buy into the idea we've been in contact with alien races for centuries, and I certainly would never assume you to be easily convinced by wild claims. But I strongly urge you to take a look at the evidence I have presented here. Make up your own mind. As each piece of the puzzle slots together, it's hard to deny it paints an unquestionable picture we are not alone in the universe. Fair warning, you'll have an immediate desire to share all with your family and friends. Don't do it. You see, it's how we're wired as human beings. Social conditioning makes us cling to the pack. Anybody who speaks out risks being thrown out. And as any number of whistleblowers will tell you, that's a lonely place to be. Worse still, the number of people who have met sticky ends because they wanted to reveal the truth is blood-curdling. Witness: the journalist strangled by a catheter in 1996. The ex-Air Force intelligence agent and publisher of Alien Digest who committed suicide. The famous UFO ET whistleblower who died of mysterious self-inflicted gunshot wounds. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of cases worldwide of people who have tried to get the truth out into public domain, only to be cut down in highly questionable circumstances. Should I be scared? I'm way beyond that. And when you see the facts, figures, stories, and revelations I've uncovered, you'll begin to see the world in an entirely new light. You'll realize 99% of the population are living in total ignorance, and the puppet masters want it to stay that way. Who are these puppet masters? Despite what you may think, it's not the President of the United States who wants to keep you apart from this information. He's just a pawn in this game, like you and I. No, the truth is far more sinister. There are shadowy puppet masters who control our perception of reality, and it's these sinister figures who do not want this information released. Now, for the first time, the wizard is coming out from behind the curtain. So, if you're still listening, it's critical you seize hold of this top secret intel while it's still available. And in case you're wondering how I know all this, how some guy you've never heard of holds these classified secrets the powers that be don't ever want you to know, let me tell you how my journey began. I can still picture vividly the small diner where my mom told me of her heart-stopping encounter on the highway. The smell of coffee, the chatter from the family next to us, and my mom's eyes. She had been changed somehow, altered by her experience. I saw them. I know it sounds crazy. I know what you must be thinking. What did you see, Mom? I was with your dad. We were driving along the motorway about 10 p.m. at night. Anyway, I remember the sky was bright and clear, so I'm looking up at the stars, and then I see it. See what? Well, I thought it was a plane, except it had no wings. Mom, did you have any wine that night? I said. No, you listen to me. Your father saw it too. My mom used that tone, the one she's used on me whenever I would fight with my little brother. I knew right then she was deadly serious. Okay, stay calm, Mom. I was becoming aware other folks in the diner were starting to listen in. She carried on. It had no wings, but it had lights along the side. It looked like they were having a party in there. Did Dad see it too? Yes, but almost soon as he looked up, the thing disappeared. And it didn't fly off either. It just kinda vanished. Sometimes your entire life changes in a single moment. That look in my mom's eyes, the story she told, was the catalyst for a journey that would change me completely. And what I uncovered could change your life too. You see, I knew my mom was telling the truth. It didn't matter to me what she had seen. She knew with all her soul she had seen something alien to this world. She knew it in her gut. And now I had to get to the bottom of it. But how the heck do you get started figuring out whether UFOs really exist? The answer was right in front of me. All those cranks, nut jobs, and weirdos I used to dismiss so quickly, I called them up, each and every one. I sat them down in my office and told them to spill their guts. And boy, did they take their opportunity. Their stories sent chills down my spine. And what still amazes me is how every encounter I heard about, every shred of evidence I uncovered, every witness I grilled, all seemed to slot together like pieces of a puzzle. It's a single thread that runs from every UFO witness right up to the government and beyond, to the shadowy figures who pull all the strings. From the Druids of Stonehenge to the creation of the pyramids and the other worldly forces who have been with us right from the beginning. It's all here. Classified documents, previously unavailable interviews, astonishing photographic evidence. Get ready to believe. UFOs disclosed. Undeniable proof. If you've ever had that nagging suspicion that crucial knowledge is being held back from you, if you've ever thought that maybe, just maybe, reality is how other people want you to see it, not how it really is, and if you ever wondered whether those dirty sumbitches in Washington are keeping world-changing evidence under wraps, you need to devour this report. Take a look at these well-known extraterrestrial events. In 1947, flying discs were seen floating along behind U.S. aircraft. They were given the nickname Foo Fighters. In 1952, saucers were seen hovering over Washington. Radars picked them up. Aircraft pilots and the general public saw them clear as day with their own eyes. In 1990, a triangular craft was seen by dozens of onlookers silently swooping over Belgium. But one reported encounter hints at what's really going on behind the tens of thousands of UFO sightings over the last 50 years. In 1997, a UFO of gigantic proportions was spotted hovering over Phoenix, Arizona. Eyewitnesses reported it was totally silent, moved smoothly through the air, and was the size of an aircraft carrier. This widespread encounter became known as the Phoenix Lights. Here's where the story gets really interesting. Despite dozens of similar reported sightings from people all over Arizona, the state governor, who had promised to look into this bizarre situation, took the opportunity to poke fun at the witnesses. At a press conference, he presented a man dressed in an alien costume for a joke. That had the UFO witnesses hopping mad. And it gets worse. What happened next exposes the rotten lies and corruption at the heart of our government. Weeks later, the governor confessed that he had actually seen the UFO too, and was merely trying to calm and prevent further public panic. In short, he'd been barefaced lying to his own people. Why? We can only speculate. But this story is just one of many astonishing, long-hidden truths from our world. And I've collected them all inside UFOs Disclosed. Here's what you'll find out. How Hollywood is secretly and subliminally warping your mind. And why the CIA are the real movie moguls. The UFO crash survivor whose own close encounter could radically alter mankind's perception of the universe. The true story of the whistleblower from the Ministry of Defense who revealed shocking details about government cover-ups. The UFO sightings covered up to prevent religious hysteria by Winston Churchill. Warning: this blockbuster movie was created to desensitize your children to possible alien threat. C. Shock photographic footage of extraterrestrial life hovering over the Vatican. Why the vast majority of UFO encounters are never reported, and why the secret channels of power in the U.S. are desperate for it to stay that way. The strange and terrifying case of the corn farmer and the motorway UFO. This astonishing story will turn you into a believer almost instantly. About 10,000 crop circles have been reported worldwide since the 1970s. Where do they come from? Proof of alien activity or overexcited teenage hoaxes? This Disney movie holds shocking truths about UFO discovery. you'll be astonished and intrigued. Did Uncle Walt have a secret agenda? Did you know the U.S. government currently holds 120,000 SAPs, or secret access projects? Find out the terrifying secrets they want hidden from you. This CIA cover-up left the Pentagon red-faced. You'll fear for the security of our country when you read this. Why the Pope and the Vatican have been scanning the sky for years. And no, they're not looking for a holy sign. What did respected astronauts like Neil Armstrong and James Lovell actually see out there in space? And why have they had to keep their mouths shut until now? The Vatican's secret observatory, built for stargazers, or something far more sinister? Did the CIA and mainstream media collude to cover up genuine UFO sightings? And find out which popular TV station is the CIA's most valuable asset. The shocking admission from the Catholic Church. Is the Pope really on an alien soul-saving mission? How a journalist who used to make fun of little green men became a believer. And why even the harshest of skeptics will change their minds when you see this evidence. Did a monk from the year 1600 know the truth about life outside of Earth? Why the pyramids simply could not have been built by man alone? The astonishing outburst from the papacy's head of demonology, religious nut or extraterrestrial insider? Photographic footage of a UFO hovering over the White House. And just wait till you see the crystal clear ship flying over the Potomac River. The U.S. government's lies exposed. If there really was nothing going on, why so much secrecy? And what are Majestic 12, Project Blue Book, and Project Grudge? The weird case of the Norwegian spiral and the U.S. government's shocking cover-up. Why do so many refuse to come forward about their own sightings? The reason is more chilling than you could imagine. The formerly top-secret government report on UFO encounters now available freely in the public domain. Why Presidents Carter and Clinton were determined to find out the truth behind the U.S. government's UFO sightings, and why they had to back down or risk losing their presidency. The covert group of powerful businessmen who seek to control the media for their own ends. Who really built Stonehenge? Clue: it wasn't a bunch of muscle-bound druids. What to do next? There is no doubt your perception of the universe will be challenged after you read, watch, and listen to this package. Here's how to cope. Now, you already know that by revealing this to you, I risked being silenced permanently. But it's my mission to get these stories, these interviews, these photographs, this cold, hard evidence out to the world. And that's why I'm not going to charge the thousands of dollars it would take to let me disappear from view for a few months, not even the hundreds of dollars that may compensate me for the time, stress, and risk I took to compile this information. You can get UFOs Disclosed for only $47 when you hit the button below right now. And I know you may be skeptical. That's good. I encourage you to look at the information I've gathered together with a critical eye. So I want to offer you a money-back guarantee to take away any doubt. The read it and believe it, or you pay nothing, 60-day rock-solid money-back guarantee. If you don't fall off your chair when you see the astonishing content inside this report, if it doesn't make you a sudden believer in all that is extraterrestrial, you can get all your money back. Heck, the things I'll show you are so powerful, you may even feel the urge to run through the streets shouting, "They're already here!" And I'm so sure you're going to be thrilled with your purchase, you get 60 full days to check out the evidence for yourself. Look through the document. Take a few days to really absorb the information. And you can still get your money back anytime within the 60-day period. Read it and believe it, or you pay nothing. And just to sweeten the pot a little, I'm throwing in these 100% free bonuses. Free bonus number 1, Irrefutable Evidence and Proof Guide. As a reporter, it's my job to keep a packed research file. So, as I went through these interviews, each one more shocking than the last, I kept detailed notes of rock-solid evidence. In the Evidence and Proof Guide, you get an at-a-glance summary of all the pure, undeniable proof I've gathered over the last few years of research. Just one glance over this document will send shivers down your spine. Value, $39.95. Free bonus number 2, The Real X-Files. In this report, I've squeezed every soundbite, conversation, and outburst from respected figures in government and science. Frankly, I'm amazed at the things I uncovered. You'll hear President Jimmy Carter describing his own startling UFO encounter in 1969. The 2 surprising questions Bill Clinton asked his aide right after inauguration. Does Bill believe, or does he know something we don't? The imposed secret about alien contact a former NASA astronaut has been forced to live with for years. And so much more. When you read these verified quotes, articles, and interviews, I guarantee it will change your outlook. Value, $29.95. Free bonus number 3, MP3 audio recordings. Plus, you get crystal clear audio recordings of UFO, the undeniable truth. Now you can listen to the entire shocking expose on your iPod or MP3 player. Value, $19.95. You get all of those limited time bonuses when you hit the Order Now button below. There's only one action left to take. Prepare yourself and your family with this insider knowledge and uncover the frightening truths they have been hiding from you. I can't say when the next visitation or happening will occur. I can say that the people in charge will do their best to cover it up, to keep you in the dark, ignorant to the way the world really works. If you can't take the lies and deception anymore, if you believe it's time to say enough, take the first step by hitting the button below and inform yourself. Tear off the blindfold. See reality for what it really is. Knowledge is power. It's time for you to discover the shocking truth about UFOs and extraterrestrial life on Earth. As soon as you first lay eyes on the UFOs Disclosed report, you will know, for the first time in your life, that we are not and have never been alone in the universe. Still skeptical? Of course you are. I was too, until I came across the information, eyewitness reports, and photographic evidence compiled in this package. Can you afford to let this pass you by without at least taking a peek? Remember, there's no risk. Go ahead, hit the button below, and you get instant access to the report that's sending shockwaves around the world. See their crystal clear evidence, you'll ask yourself 2 little words. What if? Hey, my name's... Actually, I can't tell you my name. I'm still holding down my job at the local paper. If they find out what I've been up to, how I've been using their resources, well, they'll drop-kick me onto the street. You see, it's my work as a reporter that led me down a very unconventional, even sinister path. And before you think I'm some kind of conspiracy nut, I want you to know I'm as level-headed as they come. Over the years, my newspaper colleagues and I, time is short, and I can't say how much longer this website will be available. Truthfully, powerful forces are scheming and plotting to shut this webpage down right now. They know that unleashing this classified information into society could have an explosive effect. So, if you're listening to this, don't even think about tuning out. Close your Facebook window, shut down your email, turn off your cell phone, and listen very carefully. You're about to have a close encounter. As you listen to every word, you'll understand exactly why I had to put up with dozens of paranormal hoaxes and fake UFO sightings. Dealing with cranks, weirdos, and nut jobs became part of my daily routine. So, until I see something with my own eyes, it simply doesn't exist. And that's why it surprises even me that I'm the one delivering this urgent message to you today. Little green men, flying saucers, Roswell? Forget everything you think you know. Ignore the Hollywood movies and the science fiction novels. As you'll see, the truth is far more horrifying. In a moment, I'll reveal the life-changing experience that turned me into a believer, and why it will sinister powers are desperate to keep you in the dark. Why you've been living in total ignorance of what's really going on behind the closed doors of the wealthy elite who run this planet, and how you'll finally uncover the lies and misinformation holding you back from uncovering the truth about UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Think this all sounds a little too Hollywood? Don't worry, I used to think so too. You see, owning a skeptical, dubious mindset is an essential part of human nature. It's what protects you from being ripped off and scammed. It's what stops you from making big mistakes. It's what leads you safely and securely through life. But it's also exactly how they want you to think. They want you to believe there's no such thing as UFOs or extraterrestrial life. But, as you'll see in a moment, there are many regular people out there who know UFOs exist. They believe it with all their hearts. They've seen them with their own eyes, felt their presence, heard their otherworldly sounds. And when you hear their stories, read the cold, hard facts, and